Tough. Kuf Nun
Aleph. Yeah, 16. Good morning again. This is Rabbi Shlomo Kursi here, Tsama, Nafshi, Yerushalyim, HaKodesh. We're learning Berura here, second shiur of the day. Hilchos Tisha B'Av, Kuf Nun Aleph, Sif Gimel. I'm going to be typical reading first today.
Shavua Shechal Tisha B'Av.
Okay.
Asurim l'saper l'chabes. It is forbidden to take a haircut and to wash clothing.
So the first sentence was the week in which falls.
The week that Shavua Tisha B'Av falls. This year we don't have one.
According to some.
According to some, right?
According to some.
Yeah. We hold the 9 days, so
some say it's the whole. Some say it's the whole week. The whole
9 days.
Well, that if you look to contrast, go back to Aleph, base, excuse me. See, in base is a Rosh Chodesh, Hadetanis, Mamaitim B'Masu Mata. Right? For Rosh Chodesh, that's the beginning of the 9 days. You reduce your business dealings, right? And also, you're not supposed to turn the page. You're not supposed to get married.
right.
All other things. And now,
that,
and you look at the fourth line there. The Haggadah, the Ramah says that Ashkenazi v'noigin ahachmir shein noisim Yeshiva also the Tammuz the Eilich Ada Akra Tisha B'Av. And the Ashkenazi, they are accustomed to be strict, not to have marriages from the 17th of Tammuz on through the fast of Tisha B'Av. And if you just want to see a little bit of a frightening thing, if you look there at the, you see the Shari Tshuva, there's a little base over there.
Shari Tshuva.
That's the Shari Tshuva, is the right side of the
Mitzvah?
thing. Yeah, Mitzvah. Go ahead, look at that. We'll do the first couple of lines here.
Mitzvah I be'berhetet, ve'ayim be'shelosh tshuva shel Yaakov, shehisig mizeh al shelosh tshuva tchila b'Yehuda, ve'inyan lisa chalak ba'omer, ve'katav v'chalek ben zeh la'aveilim. And he talks about the concept, the difference between Lag BaOmer, getting married after Lag BaOmer, and
during this time.
During this time. Hayin sham, pa'am achad, hakel chacham echad be'inyan yisurim. One time a rabbi was lenient when he came to marry. Talking Yesra during Sfira. The couple did not end good.
Right, so it brings us down that you might be able to, if you want to force the point, maybe you will be able to crank out a marriage that was during the Omer, but you see from the end of it, it didn't really work out well.
And therefore it seems to me that if someone wants to take care of his soul, he should move away from getting married these days. Even though there's a lot of reasons to become lenient in this situation.
Right.
Because
It's more serious danger than prohibitions. So
don't play with these days.
Don't
play with these days.
What's the point of saying the same?
don't get married during the Omer, and don't get married during
3 weeks.
Sure, wrong place.
Yeah, sure.
Because something bad will happen to you.
It's not going to work out well.
You want to start something like a marriage. You want to start something off on a on a good note, right? You're on thin ice, You're not. I know it's anytime you do something like starting something major, you should try and do everything as properly as possible. It's something in the marriage is something hoping for your whole life, and So what's another couple of weeks when you're talking about your whole lifetime? It's like. At the time, it might think, well, it's so important and this and that, but people also strongly lose out in the long run.
During the 3 weeks and 9 days, right?
And for what?
The 3 weeks includes 9 days.
During the 3 weeks.
Well, you're married already, you don't have to worry about this.
Even though he doesn't want to wear them now, but he wants to wear them after Tisha B'Av.
You can't do laundry even if, I'm not going to wear them now, but no, the actual laundering is what we're going to call a hesek das from the Avelis. We're not supposed to take our minds and concentration off of the situation that we're in. We want to, with all these things that we're learning, why you're not supposed to do certain things, is because why reduce business and why reduce simcha? Because we want that you should get yourself into the mood of being in despair over the fact that we're in exile and there's been a destruction of the basic Nafshi. Right? So if we're distracted by doing other things, even doing more can distract you and get involved with it. You know, say, I'm not going to wear the clothes. No, but you're doing something which could really be pushed off to later, and it's going to distract you from your, hopefully, the mood that we want to put you into of being properly upset about the exile and the destruction.
Even if he only has one shirt, it's still also. And also things that you washed before. Whether to wear it or to put on the bed. Even tablecloths and the towels.
Towels, right?
Asur, it's asur.
So even if they were already cleaned, meaning from both angles, cleaning them is asur, even if you're not going to wear them, and even if they were cleaned and you're not going to wash them, it's also because they're clean.
But our washing is mutter. Avad gihus. What's gihus?
What's mutter?
We're going to explain that. He says our kind of washing is mutter. That's what he says. And then he's going to explain what he means. Avad gihus. Gihus means perish ma'avir abigadim even chalak lahliko aruch shalanu asr. Wow.
That's like ironing, right? The ironing, gihutz, I think that's what they call it in the Israeli, they call it gihutz, right? The iron, right? Ma'avir, you pass over the garments, even chalak, a flat stone, chaliko, to smooth it.
Okay, so we have to figure out what kibbutz shalanu is mutter.
Yeah, that's Lamais, it's everything's awesome, right? There's no the Mechaber's at the Mechaber's time it was a difference, but for us it's all things.
Well, this is only during the week.
For Spartan, the Ashkenazim, the whole 9 days.
9 days.
So these are part of the 9 days.
Right. So that means Rosh Chodesh is Erev Shabbos. So that means any clothes you're going to need and want to wear during the next week, right? They should be unlaundered. Right? They should be prepared. In other words, you have to wear them or do something to take the freshness out of them. That's before Rosh Chodesh.
Uklei pishtan and linen clothing. Aid by mishum gilus. There's no reason. There's no problem with ironing. By rehem to kibbutz shalanu mutar. It's like our washing and it's permitted. V'hane mir legahalan ulaniach adachat Yeshiva. And this is legahalan.
That's like to press them
and to leave them until after Tisha B'Av.
That you could do. Well, it's still.
It's usher to wear them this week.
You can't wash them, but you can iron them.
That's specialty clothing. That's specialty clothing.
And again, we don't. In the halacha for us, we don't make any of these distinctions.
You can't wash.
There's no washing.
You can't wash. You can't iron.
Wednesday's the last day for the one.
Nothing.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Unless you happen to have young children that are always messing their infants and things that mess with their clothes up and they have to be washed regularly.
And this applies to underwear also?
We don't wash underwear and should actually be prepared. Underwear should be prepared as well.
And this that they used to make us do in camp, wearing 35 shirts and one thing for half an hour. That's also good, or
well, they put on 35 shirts at one time.
4 or 5 shirts, 10 undo. I mean, we're like the cloud by the time we finish putting everything on.
There's something to it, I guess.
The nonetheless, or I feel look like Christian. It's also we also usher.
The Kli Pishtan. That's what without in the previous sentence it was permitted, but here you see it's also usher.
I feel look like Shalanu. Whether it's to wash it, whether it's our kind of washing, or to wear it, or to wash it to put away. Should not be lenient in this. Because it's a custom. And all the more so that in our countries that it's asur. שהרי יש מי שכתב בכיבוש שלנו.
The Medina, it's not
No,
simply a custom, it's not a minhag, but it could be according to the law. Not that Medina in the region.
When the government makes a law, you can't do the lunch.
No, here it means Medina, according to the law of the halacha.
Oh, there's a halacha.
Yeah, Medina means according to the halacha. Not that it's a custom that forbids it, but it's actually halacha that does. That forbids it.
שהרי יש מי שכתב בכיבוש שלנו קרעי גיבוס. There's those that wrote that our kind of washing is really called ironing. לשל בני בבל שאין מתלבנים יחד, according to the people over that don't dress nicely.
Their waters, the waters that they used in Bubble was, they were very muddy waters, so that when they would wash their clothes, it didn't get them very clean. But again, this is not relevant so much to us.
לפי שממיהם הם ערוכים, because their waters are dirty. שאינו ארץ הרים וגבוה כרצון, because they're not in mountains.
Right. So a lot of the waters there was stagnant water, very stagnant water. So there was, the water there was not, didn't refresh the clothes as you would want them to be coming out clean from a wash.
בכיבוש של שאר ארצות אפשר שהוא ככיבוש של ארץ ישראל ואסור.
That closes the book.
Right.
Or any type of washing is going to be awesome.
That's right. עוד יש מי שפרש גיהוץ היינו מים ואפר. And those that explain that גיהוץ is really water and dust. Od neter uvorit, or I don't know what those things are.
That's they used to have a certain product in America, borax.
Borax, yes.
Yeah.
20 mule team borax.
20 mule team borax. Right. Very powerful.
Particles called boraxo.
Borax, right. And what it is used for?
It's the cleaner. Clean, a cleanser.
Good for silver.
Yeah.
Good for silver.
The silver polish.
Yeah. בכיבוס היינו במים בלבד, and washing means water alone. ובזמן הזה אין מחפשים במים בלבד. In our days we don't just wash with water. ונמצא שכל כיבוש של זמן הזה הרי הווה גיהוץ. And therefore in these days we find that any kind of washing is really called גיהוץ. ואסור מגיע אפילו בכלי פישטן לבשם מיהם. And according to law, it's also forbidden to wash linen and to wear them later.
Right. So there it is. That's according to the Machaber, right? So in short, no washing.
No washing.
The only thing we'll see that Mike mentioned about the children's clothes to get to. Let's see the Ramah. This is all talking about the Shmusha Chobo.
Right. The Anu Nod Melachim B'Cholzim Tchilat Rosh Chodesh. But we are accustomed to be machmir from the beginning, stricter from the beginning of Rosh Chodesh. Ad Achar Tanit until after the fast. It's not because of mitzvah. Kedon, like Isha Lovish Rabanim, a woman needs white. Muter the Chabes V'Loshim Rabanim. She can wash and wear the whites to wear underneath. Have a bit Tisha B'Av Atzma Lo Tilosh Rabanim. On Tisha B'Av itself, she should not wear white. Rak V'Vash LaChaluk Badu B'Yav. She should wear a regular, underwear, and she should check it beforehand. V'chen Dikvot Shabbat Lovshim Chlei Pishtan. And also because of Shabbos, we wear linen clothing. Umatzin devarim kemo yeshot, and we wear white like all the other Shabbatot. V'asur iten kedim lechobeset eno Yehudi, and it's also prohibited to give laundry to a non-Jew. And lechabes me Rosh Chodesh to wash from Rosh Chodesh now. Avakodem Rosh Chodesh mutar latet afal pi shekobes achar Rosh Chodesh. But if you give it before Rosh Chodesh, it's okay even if she's going to wash it after Rosh Chodesh.
Okay.
So I didn't get what that said about the whites.
That's for a woman.
Wear
a woman.
Underwear?
A woman during her clean days, 7 days, she has to check herself.
Right.
There's no blood, so they usually wear white to make sure that there's no blood.
Right.
So for her, she can wear the white and wash the white because she needs it for a mitzvah.
I see.
Gimel, Asuri.
Good. Okay.
Asur l'saper. Ulinyan netilat siparnaim. And regarding nails, Yesh deot ben achronim. There are different opinions according to the achronim. Achen letzorach tefillah mitzvah vada shari. If it's because of tefillah, for sure she can. V'chen lekavod Shabbos and not for Shabbat. Tigon shechat Tisha b'Shabbat, like this week, like this year. The Tisha falls on Shabbat. Shari b'erev Shabbat lito separayim. It's okay to cut your nails before Shabbos. Olinyan sirika tarosh. What's sirika?
Combing
your hair. Ein lahachmir afilu b'shar yemei hashvua. You can comb your hair all the time.
Okay, so let's just review that. Okay, so we said in the Mechaber, right, from Shul Shechalboy was also to take haircuts and to do laundries, right? So the Mishna says in terms of cutting the nails, there are different opinions amongst the Acharonim, right? Like some are you take a look.
Nobody says machmir, if you notice that. They just say better to do it for Shabbos or to do it for mikveh.
Right.
But don't say doesn't say that it's usher to do it.
So take a look in Chav Zayin in the Shar Tzion. Those who the Achronim the Mishnah was referring to. Have there in the extreme lower left hand corner.
Eliyah Rabba V'derech Chaim. V'ayin sham des
Chav
Zayin. Sorry. Hataz Tiv Katan Yukimel Oser V'Magin Avasif Zeh Matir. So 1 and 1.
Right.
So you're even on this one.
Right. So the Mishnah Berurah, he didn't take sides. Right. So then therefore what should be done? So really you should stay away from it. Right. If it needs to be done, you do it the Kavod Shabbos. Right. Do it on Erev Shabbos, the Kavod Shabbos. A woman, if needs it for the mikvah, so she has a short mitzvah, she can do it. But it's advisable to try and take care of those things on Yom Chamishi, right? Rosh HaKodesh, Erev Shabbos, it's problematic. So if you need a haircut, well, you can't, Ashkenazim can't take haircuts anyway. But in terms of the nails and doing any washing, preparing the clothes should be done at latest on Thursday before sunset. Yeah.
Chafala. Luchabes afilu, and to wash even. The Ira can masiach dato now because it seems like he's taking his mind away from the morning.
Yeah, this is a lashon nira. What does it mean nira to masiach dato? Why isn't it actual masiach das? What is it nira? The pair is it something like a Morris iron type of a thing? Could be because maybe it's not such a. Again, how do you look at this concept of cleaning the clothes? Cleaning the clothes. Is it getting a joy, getting some type of a. Thank you. Appears that he's taking his mind off of the morning. You have similar halachas. You have a halacha by actual availers. Let's say a person's he's in Yeshiva. Halachis is not. Let's say he has a little child, grandson, granddaughter. Oh, cute 2-3-year-old. He's not supposed to hold the child while he's sitting in the Vedas. Why? Because when you get to hold your little kid, like you get coochie with the kid, and so it seems like he's taking his mind off the Vedas.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. Base.
Yeah.
Ainu shel chutzlaretz. Talking about chutzlaretz. Mutar v'ti shein akibus shafet kibus shel Eretz Yisrael. It's permitted because it's not as nice of a washing as the washing in Eretz Yisrael. V'alken mutar lechabes, and therefore it's okay to wash or aniach and to put it adachat shel Shabbat, to put it away till after Tisha B'av. But if it's to wash and to wear, that according to everybody it's us.
Right, so
we play pishtat.
Yeah.
Aynu yeshanim that are older. Aval lo b'chadashim. Ayos mitachat hamachtash. Not new ones that are.
They come out from the press.
From the press.
Press.
Okay.
Right, so that they're because they putting them on. You I guess they must be very, very stiff and a very nice feel to them, and a person feels very good wearing these.
Mishum Gihus, because of ironing. Afilu be'eretz Yisrael, in Yisrael. Vehu hadin, the aim bahem mishum kibbutz shelahem. This is the same thing because it's not the same kind of their washing. Ava also l'lavsham, hayin afilu in gihatsan, or yikibsan kodem shavozo. Even if you iron them or wash them before this week. Bein bilbosh, bein b'chabes ilanya. Whether to wear or to wash and to put away. Ritzon Lomar needs to say Dainu L'Asr, that he wants to Asr. Afilu L'Chabes Oniyah, even to wash and to put away. The Lilbosh Medina Asr Gechol Damna, because wearing them according to everybody is Asr. The Chibush Shalanu, our washing, Ritzon Lomar needs to say Ma Shemuchach B'Gemara the Chibush Shalanu Muta. What the Gemara says that our kind of washing is permitted.
According to the way it was, because that is B'nai Bavel, meaning that was because it's a little bit. I'm not exactly clear what the reasons are for this. If it's because of
he says in the next line.
Go ahead.
Ainu rak l'shel b'nei bavel. This is talking about only b'nei bavel. You said that's what you explained. This.
Yeah, because why?
The water wasn't clean, and it
so
didn't come out clean.
So it didn't come out clean. So therefore, what? They didn't come out really much cleaner than they went in.
That's right.
Right.
Exactly.
So what? You're still taking your mind off the availability.
That's exactly my question. What's the problem here?
Because if it's not going to be clean like when it's new,
right,
then you're not getting the pleasure of owning it. Right?
So what? You're still taking your mind off the availus.
Is it the work of doing the laundry that's taking your mind off the availus, or is it the fact that you're maybe doing it and you know you're going to have clean clothes that's taking your mind off the availus? I don't know.
Because really, from this, it tells us it's the latter.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you get pleasure.
Yeah. So if your clothes come out as dirty as they went in, so it's because you're not getting pleasure from it.
Spend the whole time washing.
So then, what's this whole concept of Messiah Das from the Vegas? I don't know. Haven't worked it out yet.
Kara l'shel b'nei bavel. Talking about the people above it. Kein Tzama, this is what to say. V'chein ita b'shulchan aruch defus bishon mehamechaber b'atzma. And this is what's written in Shulchan Aruch in the first printing of the Mechaber itself. Ad achar time to part of the fast. Misha elo ela chalukecha, one who has only one shirt. Yesh lat l'chabes m'rosh chodesh ad hashara. You can wash it before Shabbat, from the Rosh Chodesh until Shabbat. Muter l'chabes, talking to a woman. That it's talking about the week of that Tisha B'Av falls in, but she has to put it inside her.
Good, so therefore she
Just put it what?
The white thing, they put a white cloth inside.
That's the check.
Rak l'odeshet chaluk. What?
The Badika.
Rak l'odeshet chaluk batuk l'yafet. She used a regular one that should be nice. They eat and love. If they don't, she doesn't have. He's kiyum arba achronim the muter lubosh chaluk lavin, that she's permitted to wear a white cloth. The tzorach mitzvah lo gaz, because of the mitzvah they didn't make a takana not to do it.
That's a very good important thing. And most of these laws that we'll be learning, these customs we're learning, when it comes to mitzvah, a lot of them are pushed away.
Ra'im b'derech chaim the muteret liten lekobeset akum the tzorach l'shvarim. And see, the Derech Chaim gives permission, who says it's okay to give it to a non-Jewish cleaners because she needs a white.
So what does that mean? Is it better for her to clean it, or to give it to the non-Jew to clean it?
Good question.
Because what's the Derech Chaim coming to tell us that it's mutter to give it to the akum, right? If we said lo gozer, it's sort of mitzvah lo gozru.
Maybe it's probably better than, according to him, it's better if she do it, not her, so she doesn't take her mind away from the. If we're saying that it's because of the mind of Tevelus, by giving it to a goy, she's not washing, so she doesn't have her mind out of Tevelus.
Right.
So according to him, according to Tachan, better to give it to a goy.
Right. And would anyone say otherwise? I I mean, what would be the reason not to? What could be a reason why you shouldn't?
Because you start giving
Well,
clothing,
say
they might
mitzvah.
give too much clothing, that's why. Some people sneak in, it's like, I know when we had little kids, I snuck in a shirt every now and then, or, I do laundry for the kids, so you throw in a couple of your underwears, Not allowed to do it, but you sneak in. So once you give the permission, then you start, say, if I can do the whites, I can do the other stuff.
Could be.
But is there a svara to say that it's a good thing to be osei mitzvah?
Well, I mean, he's involved with it. You can't push this mitzvah. I mean, obviously, if there's a mitzvah you can do now, and the mitzvah you do afterwards, right? And by doing it afterwards, you won't have to have a conflict with these halachas. Obviously, you should put it off and do it later, unless you say you should.
No, I'm saying she's got a mitzvah.
Right.
To do the checking.
Right.
In order to do the checking, she has to have the white clothing.
Right.
It has to be cleaned. So the act of cleaning the clothing is part of the mitzvah.
It's part of the mitzvah. Yeah,
So and there's a principle, I believe, that the more a person is involved in the actions of the mitzvah, the more praiseworthy
good.
it is.
Very good.
So I'm saying maybe that's a reason why we would say she shouldn't give it to the non-Jew.
Could be. Could be.
V'chen lichbot Shabbat lotion play pishtam, and on Shabbos, for honor of Shabbos, you can wear linen clothing. That will wash.
So linen clothing is considered to be very fine quality? Is that the idea?
Mashma b'mashe amar. This from what we understand what he said. V'chen, and also shegam lichbot Shabbat mutar lekabes b'yom chamishi b'yom shishi. That it's permitted to wash on Thursday and Friday. V'darchei Moshe, mashma denagu bazel esor, and the understanding of the Darchei Moshe is that it was customary to forbid it. Achen, im en lokuton l'Shabbat yishlach. If he doesn't have a shirt for Shabbat, then you can be lenient. Ve'al yedeh akum shita d'shar, but to give it to a goy, you permit it. Aber to sport, also if you live for Shabbat, a haircut is forbidden. Even the Kavod Shabbos. Divlav hachi ein regilim l'sapim b'choshavah, because regularly you don't take a haircut every week. So if you wait 2 weeks, wait another week. Utmatnim levad matzilim levanim.
You spread out the white.
In the way. Haynu al shulchan mutar la'achlit levanim. For the table is allowed to
Tablecloths. You want to change the tablecloths for Shabbos?
Right.
That's okay.
Aber lehachlif sidinim levanim nagudasu. The towels,
These are sheets on
sheets
the bed.
on the bed is forbidden. The Chabes min Rosh Chodesh to do laundry before Rosh Chodesh, from Chodesh on. Va'afilu amar lechabes achar Yeshiva, and even if you tell him to do it after Yeshiva, Dam came also, it's also nitam mina because of the custom. Sefer Rabbah, Tzidad lahakel lite la min Rosh Chodesh ve'elach lechabes achar Yeshiva ve'vir v'piruvadim ve'pishta v'vadim yesh tispaza. That Seder lahakel lite min Rosh Chodesh ve'elach. It's okay to be lenient to give him Rosh Chodesh on it, to do it after Mishot. The view from again, the view Primigadim. Inyan Klei Pishtan, the Vaida Yesh Lismach Alza, that linen clothing you are able to give it. To be lenient on this, right? Achar Rosh Chodesh, Klav Rosh Chodesh, Hu Adin Afilu Im Techabes B'Shavua Shechal Tishva. This is the din even if you wash it on the
that Tisha B'Av falls on. Okay. Maybe we'll take a little break here.
Yeah.